in the rain as the clouds go gray. From the roars and the earth sings, the season's just beginning. Sunlight it hides as the clouds make way. From the pouring of my blessing.
Good evening, viewer. You're welcome to your favorite documentary program on Campus TV titled Back to the Roots. I'm your guide, Hassan Miriam. In this edition, we'll be taking you on the topic, locust beans. What is locust beans? What are the different varieties of locust beans? What is it used for? In what part of the country is it found in abundance? And most importantly, what are the nutritional, medical, and economic value of locust beans? Come along with me as I try to answer these questions. I am sure you will enjoy this edition.
The Hausas call it dawa dawa, Yorubas call it iru, Igalas call it okbehe, the thieves call it nune, Igbos call it ogiri, the Basas call it bindo, Ogoris call it iyi, Ebiras call it une. Even outside this country, the Sierra Leoneans call it kinda, Ghanaians call it balugu, but the English name is locust beans. Locust beans is botanically known as Ceratonian siliqua of carob genus and the family of legume. Locust bean is gotten from locust bean tree, which usually grows in the savanna regions of Africa. The tree is well suited to a wide range of soils. It survives fire, thrives in semi-arid tropical climate, and has a low susceptibility to pests and diseases. It grows up to 10 meters tall, with a broad and semi-spherical crown supported by a thick trunk with brown rough bark and strong branches. Its leaves are 10 to 20 centimeters long. The tree blossoms between September to October, and the flowers are small and numerous and are polluted by both wind and insects. The fruit in the tree is a pod, and it takes a full year to develop and ripen. The ripe pods eventually fall to the ground and are eaten by various mammals, thereby dispersing seed. Likewise, carob is consumed by humans in dried pod form, sometimes roasted. Often, people climb all the way to the top to pick the foot-long pods containing small seeds. Locust bean is very prominent in the eastern, western, and northern central part of Nigeria. In the north central, Kogi State has a large percentage of locust bean tree. Dekina town is located in Dekina local government area of Kogi State, predominantly occupied by the Igala tribe. Dekina town is known to have locust bean trees scattered all over the town in large quantity, due largely to its good terrain, which is conducive for locust bean growth. Locust bean is of two species, locally known as Ugba and Okbehe in Igala language. The first species, which is Ugba, has an edible fruit eaten by people, but the Okbehe species has pleasant aroma but is not edible until it is fully processed into final product. The ripe parts of Okpehe variety, as stated earlier, falls to the ground when it reaches maturity. The pods are harvested from their tree by hand picking and then taken to the processing center.
You don't do now. How many on that go? Wait, please. Can you see it now?
Yes, ma'am.
That's how we break it. When we break it like this, you see the seed.
The harvested pods are then sun-dried after it is broken with stone to extract the seed from the pod.
That is what we have inside. This is what we have. You see, Abba? That is the seed where they come out. Oh my, now we
Sieve it then.
You get this seed. You get this after breaking it. You see? Then when we want to prepare it now, we take it to the.
After the seed has been separated from the pods, it is poured into a pot of hot boiling water and allowed to cook for about 3 to 4 hours. At the end of the 4 hours, the Okpehe seed becomes open and is removed from the fire. After which, you pour the seeds in the clean cold water for
1 hour. It can be more than 1 hour, sir. Why would we cooking it like this? You hear? So, if it's done like this, we'll now wash it.
After cooking it for more than 1 hour to like 4 hours, we go to the next step, washing it. How do you wash it?
This is how we're washing it. We're washing it because it's the locust.
This on the plate.
Okay.
It's sieve now.
Yeah, it's sheep.
Colombia.
It's there in the narration. Yes. That's what I want to see the process. When you start saying it, then you are learning what we are saying.
After washing, the seed is peeled to remove the brownish outer coat and the inner white coat, leaving only the edible Okpehe seed, which is then washed again with cold water.
We'll remove the brown shaft from it so that we can get the
Real seed.
real seed. This is what the real seed looks like after it's been cooked.
Show that white coat.
And
This one, they know the eater.
This layer.
The layer, we'll come out the layer. This is what we need inside. Can somebody who like it can even eat
Can
it
you
like
eat
this.
it? Sure.
Yeah, very sweet.
It tastes like
Very nice.
there is a neighboring a tribe where they use this
To make soup.
this
White
white one.
Okay.
They are eating it.
The Basa people use it.
That is Basa people. We know they eat. We know they eat. Them prefer this than
they see the
than this. They eat this. We know they eat. Me film me manere ma film ngoka.
With the edible seed already extracted, it is then parboiled for about 10 to 12 minutes. After parboiling, you get a neat clean sack and pour the parboiled seed inside and allow it to get fermented for a period of 3 to 4 days. On the 4th day, the fermented seed is brought out of the sack and mashed into not too smooth form, molded into shapes, and then sun-dried for preservation.
From
The shaft.
the shaft, before come out the shaft before we got it. This is what we get inside. So when you see inside now, you dry, put. You see it back.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, what I will dry up.
You dry all. Then we'll now pack it some like shack, small sack, we'll tear shack and turn it put. Then we'll tie it. You stay for 5 days before we lose it. After losing it, now we'll take it to mortar, grinding stone, and then we'll grind it. We finally got what we want. And when we are cooking, we'll do it like this. When we want to put it to food or any soup where we want to be inside, we'll go and grind it. And we'll now cut it besides where we want to use. How our soup big rice or small rice, how we cut it small. If we get big pot, big pot of soup, then we'll grind it plenty. So now I'm done.
The dried okpehe cake lasts for a long period of time, depending on the level of consumption. The sun-dried okpehe cake is then reserved at home for domestic consumption or taken to the market for commercial purpose, where people come to buy it in needed quantity and shipped to be used in preparation of different delicacies such as rice, soup, etc.
Doesn't have any artificial sweetener to it. The only seasoning we use in preparing this traditional rice is okpe and pepper with salt. It's very, very appetizing and the aroma is inviting.
Okpehe, according to nutrition expert, is rich in protein, carbohydrate or starch, fiber, fat, as well as sugar. Locust bean is used as food seasoning in many African delicacies. It can serve as a tasty complement to sauces and soup and can sometimes substitute for fish and meat. The seeds and pulp of the locust bean tree have been successfully used as food for pigs in northern part of Nigeria. The seeds are as nutritionally balanced a food as you can find because the pods of the ugba species mature and is ready to be eaten when other vegetations have dried up.
We bring in our oil, then we now pack it to fry it. That is what he will give you us. We pack our fish, our fresh fish food. You see, the obo stew, tomato, you know. The escapatoire. I'm a man testing. I could be your papa.
Yeah, mommy, man.
I could date on me. This one, I call it mangi time. What do you call it?
Spice, all of them like
Not everything spices.
Yeah.
minus foreign.
We don't put to pay for this one. Can you taste it too?
Yes, sir. Now, and then the normal stew we normally have without ukpe.
The difference is very clear.
So, Josie, how do you see the difference of it?
Wow, the difference is clear.
Jane?
Well, I think I prefer the okwe stew more than the normal stew. This stew tastes unique, and it's different. It has this kind of unique taste and flavor. So I think I prefer the okwe stew to this.
Gift, what do you have to say?
Yes, exactly like I said earlier, it has its unique taste that is different from the normal, the usual. Conclusion of this segment, we've seen how okpeye is being produced, and we've seen all the processes for producing okpeye. We've also seen the different type of dishes okpeye can be made with, jollof rice and stew, and we've tasted it and we've seen the difference. Thank you very much.
The locust bean pulp is a true lifesaver, which can be a source of emergency food with a high nutritional value. Medically, locust bean has been proven to be useful for vision improvement, especially in young children. It aids digestion. It is used in the treatment of hypertension and other related diseases like stroke and diabetes. From research work, locust bean is used for the treatment of leprosy in Gambia. It is used for the treatment of fever and toothache in Ivory Coast, and also for the control of cholesterol level. Commercially, locust bean is a source of income to traders who sell it both at rural and urban centers. Beside all the above mentioned values, the locust tree provides much needed shade and shelter from desert winds and hot climates in the hundreds of villages across the continent. It is also beneficial to the underlying soil, which is improved by dung and urine of livestock that shelter under the tree shade. Its leaves are so rich in nitrogen and other minerals that they are often collected as manure for soil improvement. Speaking on the importance of locust bean, the Eje of Dekina and the paramount ruler of Dekina local government area, His Royal Highness Alhaji Dr. Usman Obaje has this to say.
We grew into the family which believes in cooking with locust bean right from our youth. That time, Maggi was not introduced into any part of Igala Kingdom, and also in Dikina local government here. And you see this locust bean, our mother do prepare it in a way that is hygienic. They'll first of all bring the raw, then peel the raw, get the seed, cook the seed for almost 24 hours. After cooking the seed, they will remove the inner part of the seed. That is the actual part that form locust bean. Then after that, they will preserve it in a neat covering nylon for about 4 days. When it melts, dissolve, they will clean a very nice stone. That is where they grind it. After grinding, they will mold it in about 4 or 5 pieces. Then cover it, place it in the sun. And when it got dry, the scent alone is enough for you to laugh if you are cooking with locust bean. Original one, not because contaminated though. So it has been. And we feel fine. There was nothing like ill health or stomach pain as at that time. You see? That time before operation, it will be after 60 years of age because somebody is being operated. So I will now call on all Igala sons and daughters at home or abroad to come back to our forefathers' recognition to locust bean in home cooking. That is, our sons and daughters, grandson today, they will know that apart from Maggi, our forefathers, our fathers, has the means of cooking a nice diet or a nice soup. Because our sons and daughters these days, they don't know the usefulness of locust bean.
A nutrition expert in the Department of Food and Nutrition, Faculty of Agriculture, Kogi State University, Dr. Ojo Orishagbemi, has this to say about locust bean.
And God is so kind that the locust bean is a legume, okay, and the beans has some nutritional values. That's when it is processed. It is very rich in protein. According to researchers, the approximate composition and nutritional values include protein is up to about 20 to 26%. Okay, and it's very rich. The protein is high in some essential amino acids, including the L-glutamic acid. Okay, and if processed, okay, we can get our fermented locust bean. Okay, like it has different names among the Galas. It's called Okpehe, the Yoruba Siru, and the Igbo. Okay, the fermented products is highly nutritious. Okay, as I said earlier, it contains a sort of balanced nutrient, that is protein, carbohydrate, and the fat in it. Okay, and it is a substitute. So this is our Maggi. Okay, it's called local Maggi because of the high content of the glutamate. Okay, this glutamate is an essential amino acid, and in the industry, it is Okay, they just do little refining, okay, to give it what we call the monosodium glutamate, MSG. Okay, and the brand, we have different brand names, like the Maggi, we have the Unga, Star Maggi, Nor Maggi, and so on and so forth. So this one, if it is processed traditionally, give us that natural glutamine. That's the glutamic acid. That's our essential, one of the essential amino acids useful for the body. That is to nourish the body, and is for the growth of the cells and health living. The other components include the fat content, that is contains some essential fatty acids, okay, that is equally useful to the body. As I said, that it has a balanced nutrient, that is the carbohydrates. It's even richer than the cowpea, that is our beans. Okay, and the biological value of the protein is similar to that of the soybean. Okay, soybeans are another popular legume. Okay, that is cherished by people because of its nutrient, that is nutritional value.
We want to know whether they use okuye to cook soup. They use them cook soup. Why they use them cook soup?
That is the good thing why people speak. The thing when they take tissues, that is our mother. Our mother tissues. This is a good thing to show. That's why we do.
So people when they eat okuye, what you go on tell them for us now?
Tell them what they do. Those are supposed to go pass my life. That's why we do it.
Another lecturer in Kogi State University, Malam Muhammad Onakba, also comments.
I will say so. And over time I have discovered that without it, if you say you have prepared any nice meal, especially the soup, assorted types of it, you may say okra, egusi, bitter leaf, just name them. Without the locust being a seasoner inside or a spice, I don't think you have done a bit of what we call cooking yet. So for some of us that seem, I don't want to say we're addicted to it, but those of us brought up eating it, it gives you this kind of taste that no form of seasoner, no amount of Maggi or whatever kind of seasoner you think will give you. And I think from the cultural perspective, it has value to whatever it is you are eating. It has value to it.
Viewers there, I hope you enjoyed this episode on locust beans. Let's value our cultural heritage. See you next time. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
As the clouds go gray, from the roars and the earth sings, the season's just beginning. Sunlight it hides as the clouds make way. From the pouring of my blessings, I will not be afraid. I see it now, I understand, I know, so I embrace it. Dance in the rain, it's for my seed to grow. For every prayer and every seed I've sown, Lord of the harvest knows I'm reaping back 100-fold. The land is green, it's green, oh, oh. The land is green, it's green. Can't you see? The harvest is ready, 'cause the Lord of the harvest told me so. It's green for me. It's green for me. Standing alone can be a heavy load. But my vows I won't be breaking, though my heart is aching. I got a word and I won't let go. It's your will I'm seeking, so I keep on believing. I see it now, I understand.